Hey, Shalom Akim, and the few sisters that listen. Just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. And much love unto Akim that's out there pushing this truth in sincerity and not for vainglory. And also Kwame Ashala, Rise Israel, man. Our time's coming. We're witnessing the biblical prophecies, the plagues, pestilences that Yahweh Shai spoke of and the prophets of old spoke of. We're living it, and now people are beginning to see that the Bible, it's not non-fiction, man. It's actual fiction, because it's reality, and the things that are written in this book, they're coming to life, and a lot of people are worried. And there's more things to prove that. Right now, as you can see on my screen, I'm on the channel called Dabu77, and this man, he goes into current events, and basically he's set up to be as an alternative news station or channel. He gives you alternative news that the mainstream media, they don't really go into, and sometimes he mentions things that are of biblical proportions, or of biblical status of how things are happening in the world. He sort of goes into that, but he doesn't read scriptures. But I don't know, maybe this guy's an Israelite, but it doesn't matter. He's just set up to bring out news. But it came to my mind a couple times just thinking about it. But he recently just posted this: China warns of massive locust invasion that is set to hit region. And we read this in Matthew the 24th chapter. It talks about pestilences and plagues and sorrows, basically the beginning of sorrows. And this is these sorrows that's going to usher in the coming of Yahweh Shai. So that's what we're witnessing right here, and it's very serious. And the only thing, China, you Moabites, which are you Chinese, you're going down, man. You're going into slavery, and your haughtiness is about to be brought low. All right, you're going to be brought to the lowest right now. And right now, you Chinese, you're having your nigga moment. Nobody wants to be around you. Nobody likes you. And now you know what it feels like to be an Israelite. Kind of. That's just a fraction of what it feels like to be an Israelite in this society. People just judge you. I've been seeing it too. A lot of people are avoiding you Moabites in supermarkets, on downtown Toronto. People, whenever a Chinese person comes around, people are moving back. Is that racist? Hell yeah, it's racist. Right, it is. But people are scared, really, because of this virus, man. And you Moabites, you need to pay, man, because that comes from your pride. And the Lord's exposing you for your superstitious eating, man. Your superstitious eating habits. A lot of you Moabites, you're into wicked-ass superstitions. And that's why you eat abominable things, man, due to your ignorance and pride. For example, man, a lot of you Moabites, you think that, if you eat parts of a tiger, it's going to make you better in bed. Or if you kill a rhino and keep its horn and put it under your bed, it's going to make you better in bed. Right? Like, you do some superstitious shit, some stupid, dark shit. And the Lord's exposing you for that, man. Okay? Now, look at this bug on the screen, man. Look at this bug. Look at this locust. It's huge, right? And look at its eyes. It's black. That means death. That's a plague, man. And they say that having black eyes, it represents possession. Okay? And these bugs, these locusts, they have a spirit on them. And that spirit's been put on them by the Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai to eat up your crops and to cause judgment. And if you were keeping up with my other channel, GMS Honor the Most High 2, I went into that. I went into plagues and locusts, and how the Lord, he has locust swarms the size of mega cities like Moscow, Manhattan, right? About 2,000 kilometers in length and size. That's what the Lord's going to bring upon China, man. And the Chinese government, they're scared. That's why they call it a locust invasion. And you guys have the coronavirus already, so it's pretty messed up. It's a serious situation. Now you're starting to realize that this Bible, it's real fiction. Okay? And you better be scared. You better be scared because Yahushua is coming back. Now I'm going to play the clip. I did a lot of talking, a lot of oratoring. So I'm going to let him speak.
China has been dealing with a lot of issues as of late, but they are about to deal with another massive swarm of problems coming their way of biblical proportions, as they're saying that this massive locust invasion that has wreaked havoc on all these other regions like Pakistan and India is set to enter China through the Tibet region. They're going to come in from the Pakistan-India border, which is where we talked about them locating here recently. And before this, they had went through regions like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, that whole area, just decimating all of their crops along the way. China.
Good, and that's going to cause famine too. Good. The Lord's going to starve you Moabites to death. Okay? Since you like to eat every goddamn thing under the sun. You even eat people. It's known that some Moabites, man, you're into cannibalism. Eating baby fetuses, man. Eating little babies. And that information's out there. I'm not making this up. You can go Google it yourself. Go look it up. All right? It's the truth, and they know that. You guys like to eat dogs. And a lot of you Moabites that come on the internet and say, oh, not all Chinese eat dogs. Well, if you go to even your so-called sophisticated cities in China, like Shanghai and Hong Kong, they have at least one store in that city or a restaurant, okay, that sells dog. So you Chinese, you're big on dogs and you're a bunch of hypocrites. And the Lord has to judge you for that, man. Not only that, you afflicted the children of Israel. Right? You afflicted the children of Israel. You had a hand in putting them into slavery and profiting off of it. And you're a part of Psalms 83, the confederacy against Israel. Right? To discontinue the house of Israel, man, and put away put out the remembrance of them. You don't think you got to pay for that?
Was promising to send this massive duck army to help fend off this whole swarm. Others were laughing at that, saying that the ducks were just going to sit on the ground. They could not get in the air. All they could do is kind of feast on what was on the ground, and that would be it. All the rest were going to be in the air. They were not going to be able to stop them. They were going to continue to keep on moving and decimating areas. So we have farms getting wiped out left and right. They're hoping that this doesn't decimate the crops in China, but we're just going to have to sit back, wait, and see what comes of this. But this locust swarm on the move, China targeted next. And if it moves on from there, I'll cover whatever country it heads into from there, but it's got to dissipate and end at some point here, you would think. But I'll leave a link below. Check me out on Twitter and also over here on D Live. Exclusive live streams you're only going to find there. Links in the description box. Much love, y'all.
Yep.
If you want to raise human consciousness...
Shut up. If you want to raise human consciousness, read the damn scriptures, man. The Lord's got to be dealing with you. Shut the hell up, Elam. Shut the hell up. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah 48 and 29. And he said at the end of the video, we have to just wait and see what happens. And guess what? We are going to wait and see. Though it tarry, wait for it. And guess what? It ain't going to be too pretty. It's going to be more destruction and sorrows, man. I'm going to start off with Jeremiah 48 and 29. Let me start off with that, and then I'm going to go back to the top. Let's read 29 here. Jeremiah 48 and 29. We have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and the haughtiness of his heart. Arrogancy, pride, haughtiness. They all relate to, those words relate. They're kind of similar in terms of their definitions. It all really just goes back to pride, man. He has a lot of pride. That's why I spoke about one aspect of how he's into superstitious eating. You can't tell these Chinese nothing about eating a proper diet or eating the proper foods, right? That are set up in the scriptures. You can't tell them nothing about that. You can't tell them nothing, right? You can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them that they shouldn't eat that. You know what's a good example? Go on YouTube. Go type the dining dogs in Yulin, China. Yulin is a city in China, and they have every year they have a dog festival. That's where they get together. They have a dog cookout, and they eat dogs in the markets, and they sell it, they fry it, they eat it all types of ways. Fry it, they stew it, they bake it, and that caused outrage. That caused an outrage when with the international community. A lot of people were seeing that, and they're like, yo, they called the Chinese out on that, and the Chinese to this very day are fighting against that. They said they've been doing that for centuries, and that's a part of their customs there, to celebrate eating dog meat. Even though it's a well-known fact that eating dogs, it causes sicknesses, it causes ailments of the body. And that's a well-known fact, because a lot of the dogs that they harvest, right, or that they prepare, they're full of rabies, they have mites, they have fleas, they're sick. And what happens when you eat sick meat? You get sick. You get all types of diseases. Doesn't matter how much garlic and how much spices and how many hours you boil it and stew it down, it's still toxic, right? But if you tell the Chinese that, oh, they don't do anything about it, they don't give a damn. So that shows you how proud they are. All right, so they're proud, man. Now that they have a military, now that their economy is strong, which now it's going down because the Lord he put the coronavirus out there. Now the stocks are dropping. Now that's causing your haughtiness to be brought low, right? You Moabites. Now let me go to the top here. This is Jeremiah 48:1. Against Moab, thus saith the Lord of armies, Lord of hosts. So the Lord said he's against you Moabites. That's not good. That's not good for you, but it's good for me. It's good for the Israelites. It's good for the elect. That's good for me. That's good for me, because guess what? You're an enemy of the nation of Israel. You're our enemy. And the Lord says that he's going to come against our enemies. And you just happen to be our enemy. So guess what? Now you have the power of all powers against you. That's not good. That's not good. So it says, against Moab, thus saith Yahweh of armies, the power of Israel. That's right, power of Israel. Woe unto Nebo. That's right, and that's Nabah. Nabah, when you go into the Hebrew. This is a city in the land of Moab. For it is spoiled. Kirathaim is confounded and taken. Misgab is confounded and dismayed. There shall be no more praise of Moab in Heshbon. They have devised evil against it. Come and let us cut it off from being a nation. Also thou shalt be cut down, O madman, the sword shall pursue thee. Yeah, you're going to be cut off, just like how you tried to cut us off from being a nation. Let's go to Psalms 83. So that's going to happen to you. And it's going to happen to you double, 7 times fold. Now, this is Psalms chapter 83, verse 1. A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. All right? That's right. Hold not thy peace, and be not still. And he isn't, because how do you know that right now? What's going on? The Lord is not being still. He's not slack concerning his promise either. Now the prophecies are being displayed. All this trouble is coming against the world and these other nations. You're starting to witness it. You're seeing it. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. That's right. Moab hates you. He's one of your enemies. He hates you. He doesn't like you fucking black people. That's why he comes into your neighborhood, sets up shop, takes your money, and doesn't put it back in your community. He takes that money and he puts his kids through college, and he puts it into his own nation, or things of that nature. Basically, he doesn't invest in your community. He just takes from your community. And guess what? You niggas are stupid, man. You deserve what you get from Moab too. I gotta just put that out there, because we have a lot of dumb, bonehead Israelites within our nation, man. Which is called the 2/3. Right? So you deserve that, you 2/3. But main point is, Moab, he don't give a damn about you Israelites. Especially the so-called Negro, especially the so-called Mexican, and the Ephraimites, man. All you tribes, he don't like you. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Yeah, and what is a part of that crafty counsel? Trying to keep back the knowledge, okay, or the information of who you are. Trying to discredit who you are as a people. Okay, that's what they have done. They're down with that, and they know who you are. They know who you Israelites are, especially the elites of the Moabites. They know who you are, and all the elites that are within these other nations, they're all in cahoots. They all counsel with each other around a table, and they know who the Israelites are, and they know that your power is getting ready to come back, and he's going to get his elect. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. That's right, they cut them off from being a nation, going back to what was stated in Jeremiah the 48th chapter. Now there's gonna be a flip side to it. The tables are gonna turn. Now you Moabites, you're gonna be lost, right? You're gonna be lost. You're gonna be cut off. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes. So you got Edom, so-called white man; Ishmaelites, you Arabs; Moab, you Chinese; Hagarenes, damn Africans. I think you Hamites. Yep, you Hamites. Gabal and Ammon. Ammon is being you Ammonites, which is you Japanese. So this lists all our enemies, man. Right? But Moab, you're third on the list. All right, so you're a top enemy. You're a part of the top three, the big three. The big three is Edom, Ishmael, and Moab. The big three oppressors, man. So you're up there. And that's why you're paying so heavily right now. And it's only going to get worse. And I hope it gets worse. I pray every day. You know what I pray for? I pray that Yahweh B'Shem El Shai curse and smite all the nations everywhere on this earth where his name has been defamed and where every Israelite has been oppressed, man. I say a prayer. May the Most High bring those prayers into fruition, man, which they are. Because I prayed for the coronavirus, man. And I get happy when I see that shit. I get happy, man. So, let me move on. Let me go to Jeremiah. If you don't like what I gotta say, get the hell off. I don't care about views. Give a damn. Views. Now let's, yeah. Okay, so Jeremiah 48:2, there shall be no more praises of Moab and Heshbon. They have devised evil against it. Come and let us cut it off from being a nation. Also thou shalt be cut down, O madman, the sword shall pursue thee. A voice of crying shall be from Harnaim, spoiling and great destruction. Moab is destroyed. Her little ones have caused a cry to be heard. For in the going up of Luth, continual weeping shall go up. For in the going down of Hornam, the enemies have heard a cry of destruction. Flee, save your lives, and be like the heath in the wilderness. For because thou hast trusted in thy works and in thy treasures, thou shalt also be taken. And Shemash shall go forth into captivity with his priests and his princesses together. And the spoiler shall come upon every city, and no city shall escape. That sucks. The valley also shall perish, and the plain shall be destroyed, as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai has spoken. And that's future prophecy, man. That's what's going to happen in the future. So Moab doesn't look too good for you, and it doesn't look too good for you now. So it's going to get, it's going to suck. You're going to go into slavery. You're going to get a royal beatdown by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai angels and the Israelites. And that's that. All right. So, you know, I don't know. That's just what came to my mind when looking at that video from Dabu77. You know, Jeremiah 48. Ultimately, Moab, you're going into slavery. You're going to go down, and China isn't going to be a great empire. So with that, Shalom.